Chapter 6. Dakota Smash and Luna Twin. Summary. Midoriya finally weasels his way into the Watermelon Club. "Rumi!" yelled Midoriya first thing in the morning on Friday, skidding into the kitchen. He held up a box that had 18 written on it. Inside was his hero costume. Well, an altered version of it. "What?" said Rumi, taking a long, slow sip of her coffee. "My new suit came in," he shouted. Rumi cocked a half grin. "Nice, kid. Took you what, only 5 weeks?" she said snarly. Midoriya blushed. "Well, I wasn't really comfortable with it before," he said, shuffling on his feet. "What changed?" "Well, he said, scratching the back of his neck. "It's kind of embarrassing." "Well, spit it out." "Okay, he said, trying to think of how to word this. Class 2A has a couple of group chats where we send pictures of our classmates to, thirst over. And I just found out they probably have one for me since they mentioned my thighs when I landed a work study with you. And they've been real blushy lately, so I want to mess with them a little." Rumi stared at him for a second before barking out a laugh. She doubled over, pushing out sentences between her laughter. "So you're telling me," she wheezed, "that your willingness to fuck with your friends is greater than your general embarrassment?" Yes. Rumi cackled. She ran to the phone, dialing up a number. "Hey, Fumiko, remember that favor I owe you? Can I cash it your issue tomorrow?" she said. Midoriya heard a loud squealing, audible even through the phone, before some excited chattering. Rumi nodded a few times, giving simple answers to the person on the other line. She hung up and rounded on Midoriya. "Ready for the flashiest part of hero work," she said, grinning maniacally. Midoriya knew that whatever she had in mind, it would be fun. If not totally destructive, he nodded, not quite knowing what he was getting himself into. Midoriya could not quite recall how he'd gotten here. All he knew is that he was in his new hero costume, pulled down to his waist, and there were 2 makeup artists patting brushes all over his face and chest. Apparently, Fukumo, referred to Fukumo Honda, the editor-in-chief of Hero Weekly, the second most popular hero magazine in their country, just trailing behind Hero News. The 2 were rivals and often mixed up, causing increased animosity between the 2. Midoriya personally preferred Hero News, as they tended to focus on the quirk side of heroes and their hero work, whereas Hero Weekly liked to show off figurines such as Ubame and Midnight and focus more on the visual aspect of heroes. Midoriya was rethinking that opinion as he was sitting in a makeup chair for Hero Weekly, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. As for how he got there, Rumi apparently owed Miss Honda a favor, something about losing a bet and promising to be on the cover at least once in her career. That favor apparently extended to allowing other people on the cover with her, as Midoriya was now going to be featured on the cover of Hero Weekly. "Are you sure this is a good idea?" Midoriya asked nervously. "When am I ever not sure, Kit? This is going to make those extras in your class drool over you." "You sound like Kachan," he mumbled, too low for her to hear. "I don't know why I have to be shirtless, but the costume is already skin-tight," he said, raising his voice. "You'd notice they're only putting baby powder on your chest so it doesn't chafe later," Rumi responded. "You won't be shirtless for the actual shoot. You're still a minor." "Oh, that's good," he said faintly. He was already nervous enough in his new suit. It was skin-tight, unlike earlier, baggier version, with a jacket over it so he could keep the hood design. It was like Hawk's general costume idea without the pants. Suddenly, he was being pushed onto the seat where a European photographer was grinning wildly. In mildly accented Japanese, the photographer was instructing Rumi and Midoriya into different positions, having them back-to-back, then hip-to-hip, then experimenting with the various height differences. One position even had Rumi's thighs around his neck and she was clambered onto his shoulders, and he had tried extremely hard not to think of Mineta or Kaminari. Some poses he had one for all activated. Others were just him with no lightning. Some were solo shoots for him. Others solo shoots for Rumi. She was ridiculously good at modeling. Another thing she had common with Kachan. who modeled for his parents on occasion.
And some were close-ups of his scars, having been asked to roll his sleeves up. "They're not that attractive," he said with a fierce blush. The photographer, who was French, Midoriya had finally decided, some words sounding a lot like how Aoyama spoke, shook his head vigorously. "Non, monsieur. I've been photographing heroes for 20 years. Scars always boost sales. Many young ladies find them quite appealing," he said. He looked Midoriya up and down. "And young men too." "Well, I have a lot," Midoriya said, scratching the back of his neck. "There are even some on my tricep, and that takes up most of my skin." The photographer gasped and snapped his fingers, and before Midoriya could even process their movements, 2 assistants ripped the arms off of his costume and the jacket, removing his Air Force gloves along with them. Standing in shock, with suddenly bare arms, he heard the photographer kiss the tip of his fingers. "Parfait, Monsieur Midoriya. Let's get some more shots in." Before the photographer could so much as raise his camera, the ceiling was ripped away, revealing a hulking giant, his height rivaling that of mountain ladies. "Mirko, where are you?" he boomed. In an instant, Midoriya activated Black Whip and nabbed all the seat workers he could see, performing a low Manchester smash to give an opening on the side of the building. Trusting Mirko to keep the villain busy, he pushed everyone out of the building, placing them 2 blocks away, where they could be picked up by police and emergency services. He turned and flew back to the carnage, where Mirko was seeming to have trouble with the villain. Every kick she landed seemed to enrage him, and his rage seemed to increase his size. Seeing that she was about to get stomped on, Midoriya activated Smokescreen and nabbed Mirko to regroup. He heard the villain screaming profanities in the background, but looked at Mirko, who had looked like she had broken fingers. She glared at Deku. "What was that for? I could have taken him," she growled. Deku sighed. She was just like Kachan. "No offense, Mirko, but he was kicking your ass," he said none too gently. "We need a plan. One-leg kicks aren't going to cut it, and the longer we rile him up, the harder he's going to be to take down." Mirko shrugged. "Okay, so 2 legs in one full swoop. I don't use this move that often since I need a fuck ton of height and the element of surprise for it, but if you can get me high enough, I can drop him into a terminal velocity and fuck him up. Bunnies like me can fall at that speed if we land correctly," she said. Deku nodded. "What about 4 legs? If I do that too, there's a greater chance that we'll take him down," Deku said, punching his palm. Mirko nodded. "The more power, the better. Use your smoky shit and your floaty quirk to get us high enough to jump off of him. You can think of a name as we go up." Deku grabbed Mirko and then floated up. He needed to go pretty high. Mirko muttered something about 450 meters, but the villain had to be added to that height. Floating somewhere high above the skyscrapers, wind ripping around him, he thought of a name. There was only 2 sets of states in the United States that were twin states, so to speak, with northern and southern differencing them. The Carolinas were already a move used by All Might, which left Deku with... "I got a name," he said. "Oh yeah, what is it?" "Dakota Smash," he said. "Cute. Mine's Luna Twin," replied Mirko, focusing her power in his legs so as to not become a pancake on the ground. Deku let float and Smokescreen dissipate, leaving the 2 heroes hurtling towards the atmosphere. Deku was glad he wasn't afraid of heights. He grinned gleefully as the ground and, more importantly, the villain's head were fast approaching. He was snarling, turning his head over and over, looking for a rabbit hero. "Dakota Smash!" yelled Deku. At the same time, Mirko yelled out, "Luna Twin!" Their feet landed perfectly on the side of the villain's head, and he was out like a light, the combined force of the 2 heroes knocking him out instantly. After talking with the police, in his sleep he shrunk, and Deku recognized him as the boyfriend of the pro hero, Little Lady, a hero with a shrinking quirk. How ironic. After talking with the police, it turned out that Little Lady was meant to be the cover of Hero Weekly this issue, and her boyfriend was sent into a rage after Mirko had called in to replace him. When he woke up, he apologized profusely to both Mrs. Honda and Mirko, and got a stern talking to from Little Lady. It didn't seem like all that from a bad guy, truth be told. Mrs. Honda wasn't even mad about it, not pressing charges other than a fine property damage. The photographer's quirk was apparently a freeze-frame type quirk, momentarily pausing the moments in time. He had managed to capture the exact moment Mirko and Deku slammed into the boyfriend's head, having frozen time once they started falling to scramble to the top of the nearby skyscraper, and having a frozen time again to capture the shot as the perfect angle. Midoriya could see his thigh muscles rippling in the photograph, and his arms were raised in the free-falling, showcasing some of his gnarlier scars on his bare skin. He was grinning, his eyes full of determination. It was one of the coolest photos Midoriya had ever seen. By the end of the day, Midoriya had an advanced copy of the magazine, as the cover and interviewer of the People cover was the last thing to be done for an issue. On the train, he sent a picture to Mina, knowing that if anyone started a secret group chat, it was her, telling her to add him to the group chat or he'd change back to his original hero costume with a onesie and a mesh mask like bunny ears. The response was swift. Watermelon Club, 7:21 p.m. Deku Simp has added Izuku Midoriya to the chat. Deku Simp. Now before you guys say anything, he threatened to go back in his OG hero costume if I didn't add him to the chat. Seeing as how this would be a fucking travesty, here we are. Izuku Midoriya. I frickin' knew you guys had a chat about me. Shocked renamed themselves to Capital Shocked. Shocked. Mina, what did you do? Deku Simp. Okay, but look what I get in return. Image.heroweekly issue 118 cover.jpg. Shocked. Oh my fucking god. Midoriya? You're on the cover of Hero Weekly? Izuku Midoriya. Yep. Me and Mirko. Spontaneously combusted. Mina. Deku Simp. Yes? Spontaneously combusted. Doesn't this app let you see all the chats even before you were added to the chat? Deku Simp. Oh, fuck. Izuku Midoriya. I'm excited to see what you guys have written about me. Fuck off, Mina Ashiro. Oh, fuck. Fuck off. Meet me in the front of the campus when you get home from your work study. Simp for brains. Rip Mina. You were the manliest of bros. Deku Simp. Kiri, save me, please. Izuku Midoriya. Kachan, don't be mean to Mina. Fuck off. Fuck off, nerd. 9:53 p.m. Izuku Midoriya. It took me a while, but I read all your lovely comments. Izuku Midoriya renamed themselves to ThighGod. Deku Simp renamed ThighGod to ThighGod. ThighGod. And I can say that was way thirstier than I was expecting. Shoji, Sato, and Tokiyami, I'll practice DC Smash with you this weekend as a thigh workout, and Ojiro, I would love to learn some moves from you. Koda, I'd love to practice JSL with you. Kachan isn't a good practice partner. Yajirozu Aoyama, thank you for giving me the new closet. I knew Kachan would like the sweatshirt combo. Invisisimp. Oh my god! Sue. I'm not sure why the chat was so secret for so long. Cute. Midoriya is one of the smartest people in class. Of course he'd figure it out. Fuck off. Deku, what the fuck do you mean I knew Kachan would like? The fuck are you talking about? ThighGod. Kachan, I've knew you since we were 2. Must I bring up Takashi Yamamoto? Fuck off. We were literally 3 at the time. ThighGod. Hanta Suki, Ayo Hasashi, Murdress, Queen, Explodo. Fuck off. Fuck off. Why do you remember all this shit? ThighGod. There were your extras and your family pets, LMFAO. They were a pattern all the way to middle school. Simp for brains. Midoriya, please, tell us what these 3 people have in common. Tape me up, please. And do any of them have similarities to myself, Kiri, and Mina, and Kaminari? Fuck off. Deku, I will give you that fucking All Might figure I won at the contest if you never breathe a word to anyone about anything related to this. ThighGod. Sold. Sorry, Kirishima Sero, it was a one-of-a-kind figure. 10:45. I'll make more shorts. Everyone, my father is a stockholder for Hero Weekly, so we get advanced copies. So look at the cover. Image.midoriyaandmirko.jpg. And the spread. Image.man.interviewmew.jpg. ThighGod. Wow, Yajirozu, you got a copy so quickly. I'll make more shorts. Excuse me? Who are you? Screaming. Babe, scroll up. 10:47. I'll make more shorts. Midoriya, I say this with all possible kindness, but what the fuck? Shocked. Look, Jiro, you've rubbed off on the class mom. Screaming. Shut the fuck up, Alextra Bugaloo. ThighGod. I'm sorry, I guess I didn't mean to freak you out. I'll make more shorts. Don't be. I'm just, well, incredibly embarrassed. ThighGod. Don't be. I'm in every single secret chat, so obviously I can't be left out on my own. Invisisimp. Midoriya, you read all the messages, right? ThighGod. Yes, I did. Why? Oh, oops. Spontaneously combusted. I thought Midoriya and Bakugo were the only ones. Who else has a group chat? ThighGod. Mina, can I tell them? Deku-simp. Might as well. Why can't anyone be secret anymore? First Baku, now Miro. Who's next? ThighGod. Apparently Todoroki, Kirishima, Kaminari, and Ida. For the faces, obviously, as well as general power-s, abs, face, and calves, respectively. Class Prez. There's a group chat about my calf muscles. I must ask that chat to be deleted. Starstruck. Damn it, I knew this would happen! Class Prez. Araka, I'm appalled you are a part of this! Shocked. You guys made a group chat about me? You guys, I'm crying right now. I'm so honored. Screaming. Don't overinflate your ego, pretty boy. Shocked. But you called me pretty, so that's still a win. But why was I put down for having such a pretty face twice? Screaming. It's because that's the only good quality. Shocked. Ouch. Simp for brains. Wow, I didn't even know you guys took a notice to me all that often. ThighGod. Kirishima, your hero costume is shirtless. We can't ignore your muscles if we tried. Super manly, but I also enjoy wrestling you because of it. It's why Kachan always wants to spar with you in your hero clothes, too. Fuck off. Deku, you say one more useless thing, I'm blasting your ass to fucking Island. Spontaneously combusted. I don't get why I have a group chat. I'm not particularly interesting person, and I've got a massive scar on my face. ThighGod. Todoroki, you are the prettiest guy in the entire school, no joke. There was a whole poll and everything, and also a photographer at a school shoot today said scars are popular. Apparently, people find them really sexy nowadays. Fuck off. Maybe your scar's shit, nerd. Candy cane looks like a fucking Pokeball. ThighGod. Did you just call me sexy, Kachan? Fuck off. Fuck I did. Learn to read, bastard. Gutterhead. I still don't know why I don't have a group chat. Deku-simp. Get some sims first, great boy. Also, let this be known that this chat is for Midoriya simping only. No discussions of other Ikamons here. ThighGod. Okay, but consider image.izuku-and-katsuki firstmeeting.jpg. Deku-simp. Oh my god, Mayo, don't kill me like that! Take me up, please. Fucking hell, Midoriya's cheeks are so fucking round. Deku-simp. Baby Baku was so cute! Starstruck. How did you get that cute little thing to turn into whatever the fuck Bakugo is now? Fuck off. Round face, I'm gonna fucking murder you. Shocked. I still find it hard to believe that sometimes you two are still childhood friends. Fuck off. Deku, where the fuck did you get that picture? ThighGod. Auntie, LMFAO, who else? Fuck off. That fucking hag! Simp for brains. Ain't that your mom, bro? Fuck off. Not anymore. Apparently I can't fucking trust her for